Hey everybody, this is Ori from OneScales. In today's video, I want to cover an article that we made, which is called Relaunch or Upgrade Your Shopify Store Checklist. It's basically a checklist for anybody that already has a Shopify site that is actually relaunching it, either upgrading the theme, the design, upgrading some major functionality, changing their catalog. Here is a checklist of things that you should go over before and after you launch, before, during, and after you launch. And it'll have some things that you make sure that you should not forget. Now, this checklist is a general checklist. Obviously, if you've changed only parts of the code or if you've changed some of the apps, you're going to focus on that. But those are pretty obvious. Obviously, you need to test and make sure that you cover the new things that you developed. But this checklist is here to cover kind of a general or generic part of everything you need to review. And I want to jump into it, and you can also see it on the OneScales website, and I'll link to it in the video itself. So what are the things you need to actually cover aside from the main things that you're changing, which you have to do those? Number one is before launch. What I recommend to do is to, number one, before you're actually doing it, make sure that you actually set a perfect time that all of your people, all of the staff, all of your developers, all of your engineers, everybody's available during that time. So we've seen many times over the years that different companies have forgot that someone's on a vacation, or they actually launch during a time that's very high traffic, or maybe they launch during a time that is there's a promotion going on or email being sent. So first of all, you need to coordinate what is the best time to launch, both with your people and with your actual marketing and sales efforts. Or obviously stop your ads before that. Don't run ads at the same time. Don't run email marketing campaigns, and make sure that your IT team is there because maybe you need to change some DNS or something like that. Make sure your marketing, your sales are there. Obviously your QA, someone's going to test the site, etc. Make sure your main people are always there. That's number one. Second thing is you should back up everything that you can on the site. I would recommend to do a full backup, which we actually have linked in our article, an article that we made to show two apps that do really good for backups. One is Matrixify. You can do custom backups, Excel sheets, things like that, and Rewind app. Both of them are awesome. They have different advantages, disadvantages, and depending on your own business, you'll kind of select one or multiple, depends. Now, you can go to the back end of Shopify, and you can go and click, and you can back up orders, customers, products. Obviously, you need to back up your code. You can back up your files and images only through either an app or some kind of coding. Some apps actually have backups in their settings. There's a few apps that have backups. Don't forget to back them up once in a while. And then if you're changing major things, like changing things related to ads, related to your Google Merchant Center, your product feed, related to your sales channels, make sure you back up those things as well. Anything that you're doing that's changing the website from the old Shopify to the new Shopify, make sure you back up those as well. Okay. We talked about ensure your team is ready. We kind of lumped it into the best time to launch. And the next thing you need to do to prepare for a new site is make sure you pause all of your campaigns. No email blasts during the days you're launching. No Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, TikTok ads, whatever it might be. Make sure you pause everything for a day or two, depending on what you're changing and the size of what you're trying to do. So now that you have prepared everything, obviously I'm not going to include in this, which is you have to test all the new code you did and make sure it's mobile friendly, make sure it works on all browsers, all those things. These are pretty obvious. But before that, make sure you have these 4 things, okay? So what do you do during the time of the launch? Let's say now we're supposed to launch. We're launching in the middle of the night where there's very little traffic. All my team is available, all the developers, engineers, the designers, the marketing, sales, the IT, all that. What do you need to do? Number one, you should always want to put the website password on, which means anyone that comes to the website, they cannot access the site. What you want to do is turn the site what we call offline, right? Put a password on it, and then go and set up everything, install everything. Make sure you test like crazy, which we're going to talk about these things in a second. When everything's good, then you take off the password and you can celebrate with a beer or however you celebrate. Okay. So all you have to do is just go to enable the password, go to Shopify backend, click on sales channels, online store preferences, password protection checkbox. And then you should have that, okay? Once you turn it off, now you can start doing all the migrations. You put in your code, you launch your theme code, you launch all the apps, You make sure it's okay. You do any 301 redirects. If you actually have changed your URLs for SEO and for people's best surfing, you actually want to have redirects. All you have to do is go to the Shopify backend, click on Sales Channels, Online Store, but this time click on Navigation, and then there's going to be on the top right-hand side a button or a link, called View URL Redirects. You can transfer old URLs to the new URLs. Okay, you can do it via one by one, just copy paste, or you can actually upload a CSV. You can do it via Excel. Okay, once you did those things, you need to test your site like crazy. You have to test all the functionality you change, all the pages, go to each page, every functionality, and make orders, search on the website, use live chat, make an order, make a return, make a partial return, make a full return. You need to test everything. Now, one very important point is, even if you did not change that functionality, you had an old Shopify site, you didn't change, for example, a specific page, you didn't change the returns page, you still need to test it, because you never know your new code or your new layout, you never know what might break, and you have to test it in all kinds of browsers and devices, a mobile phone, an iPhone, an Android phone, a desktop, a big screen, a small screen. You need to test it out. Some people have pop-up blockers, things block, things like that. Make sure you test everything, including things you didn't change, because over the years we've seen so many projects of things that were not supposed to break, but they actually broke. Make sure you test it. In addition to all the things you need to check, don't forget your favorite icon, your SEO title tags, meta tags, URLs, your robots.txt. Maybe you need to block some specific new URLs. Make sure you test your redirects, any sales channel setups, apps that function with the new theme, maybe they function differently. Check your structured data. That's very important for your SEO. Use a structured data tool in your Search Console. Check your Google Tag Manager, your events, your tag definitions, your Google Analytics events, and really make orders like crazy, because ultimately you want to make sure that people can buy from your Shopify store, right? Once everything's okay, you talk to your team, everything's good, you can remove the password, tell everybody about it, announce to the world, do your press releases, your email blasts, resume your ads, whatever it might be, and then have your beer and then continue. So what do you do after launch? After launch, I always recommend to back up the site again. Everything we did before we launched, back up everything: orders, customers, products, meta fields, the code, obviously the theme and stuff like that. Everything back up. So you have a before and after. In case you need to revert or fix part, now you have full backups from before and you have full backups from after. Okay. And what else? You need to actually check daily that the sales look okay, nothing has broken, there's nothing weird bug that you weren't aware of when you develop the site. Make sure you check the traffic, Google Analytics, Shopify reports. Make sure you follow daily until you feel comfortable that everything is very stable. And don't forget, once you launch a new site, especially with the new theme, SEO can change a lot. So make sure that you carefully check the SEO traffic, the organic traffic, see what's going on, and have your marketing team kind of work with you on that. And the last one is everything's okay after, a few hours, a day, a few days, then really start resuming your Google ads, your email blasts, your other ads. Make sure that if you change anything with your catalog, you check your Google Merchant Center, you have your free listings, your ads, etc. And that's it. Very, very simple. If you enjoyed this video, please please subscribe, please share it. Much, much appreciated. It helps us grow, helps us get feedback from you guys. Comment, ask questions. And if you have anything you would like to add to this list, we would love to hear from you guys. Share with us and we'd love to add to it. And just say hello. And thank you for guys listening, watching, reading our stuff. And much, much appreciated. Thank you.